Okay.
We're back.
We're back, I guess. Actually, we're having a little technical difficulty, and just to explain briefly what it was, is we were trying to use two cameras instead of one, and the system froze up. So now we've reinitiated the cameras. We're back. We have the Mid-Michigan Derby girls with us in the studio, and also Jeremy Blaska, who we're trying to get on the air so that you can see them, so you can see him perform, because it's really something. I promise it'll be worth the wait and the hassle. But I saw Tom coming in this way.
No, that's you.
No, that's me. Was that me? No, that was you. You did that. Anyway, as we get things set up and rolling here, we will get some music going for you. We got a comedy spotlight coming up. We got more conversation with the Mid-Michigan Derby girls and their quest to have a friendly scrimmage with Detroit. We're going to find out more about this whole thing. Yeah, you know, there's something about the phrase friendly scrimmage that's going to stick with me through the weekend, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, and kudos to John and Tom in Master Control for trying to wrestle with all these weird curves that I keep throwing at them as we continue our inaugural week of the Worldwide Webcast here on FlintTalkRadio.com. One of the great things about FlintTalkRadio.com is that not only can you stream it live when we do it from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time every day, but you can watch it anytime. And I guarantee you're going to, just for the last 10 minutes, you're going to want to see that again later on in the day, I'm sure. he was looking at me like I'm the flying saucer that I hear in my headphones. But anyway, we have... you want to go ahead and go to the music, John? Is that okay?
Yep.
All right, we're going to have music from Jeremy Blaska.
All right, I think we're up and rolling. I want to do a selection called Reach off my first CD. And this one came to me when I was walking around in the woods, and I noticed the trees around me had a lesson for me to learn. I think we could all learn from them. They don't fight and bicker about political parties and fashion and all the things that we do as humans. They simply come together and reach in the right direction.
Welcome to this presentation of Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast Comedy Spotlight on www.flinttalkradio.com.
This cat's on a hot tin roof, drinking that whiskey, 96 proof. Don't need no doctor, don't feel no pain.
Now, I want to tell you this story. This is a game that we played when we were kids, and it's called Buck Buck. We played it in Philadelphia. Buck Buck. Now, you people out here on the West Coast probably know nothing about it. In New York, it's called Johnny on the Pony and other things. It's where five kids line up, you see, and they bend over. They're in a straight line. They bend over, and one kid grabs a fence or a wall or a pole, holds on to that. The next kid puts his right arm around his waist, you see, bends over, tucks his head under, and you got five guys lined up exactly like that. So they all look like a long horse. Now, the object of the game is that one at a time, one by one, kids come running up and they say, "Buck, Buck, number one, come in!" They run up, leap in the air, and they land on the horse. And they keep going, bam, 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 until they collapse the horse, you see. Now, that's the object of the game. Then you count how many kids you held, and you go back and forth, you see. Now, we had the champion Buck Buck team of the world. When I tell you we played Buck Buck, there was nobody that whipped us anywhere, man. And you can tell kids that play a lot of Buck Buck because they're built like this, you see. And their legs are only 4 inches long. That's all they have, because they've been crushed so much. So we're around there practicing, Buck Buck number five, landing on each other. Some kids come down from the rough part of town, and they're really tough, man. They got toothpicks on the side of their mouth, and the hat on sideways, and they got their pants on backwards, you know, just rebelling against everything, you know. And they say, "Listen, we're here, you're supposed to be so tough, we challenge you to the Buck Buck Championship of the world." So we said, "All right." So I line up, turkeys. So we line up, five of us. They start sending kids down. Buck Buck number one, come in. They feel pretty heavy, man. We check them out. Guys have rocks in their pockets to make them way heavier, you know. And Buck Buck number two. Now they get up to 300 and it's really heavy. Buck Buck 300, come in. Now they're on top of us, piled all the way up to the sky, and they're rocking back and forth. Hold on, Harold. I can't do it no more, cuz. Come on, hold on. Buck Buck 400, come in. We collapse. All right, how many did you hold? We held 400 of your guys. Well, that was pretty good, but we usually hold around 600. All right, we line up. They line up. Send the first kid down, old weird Harold. All right, Harold. Buck Buck number one, come in. These guys are really cool. What was that? A mosquito? You guys don't have no weight. Come on, let's go. Buck Buck number two, come in. I landed. A piece of paper. Somebody threw a piece of paper on top of me. Buck Buck number three. That was nothing. 4, 5. We got the championship. All right, bring out your last man, you turkeys. Come on, bring him out. Come on out. Fat Albert. Fat Albert was the baddest buck breaker in the world. And he loved to hear us call his name. Fat Albert weighed 2,000 pounds. And he kicked the door to his house open. And you could hear him say, "Hey!" We built a little ramp for him to walk down so he could build up speed because he couldn't hardly run fast. And he was coming, "Hey!" And the ground's trembling. Trees falling over. Buildings losing pieces of brick. Parents taking kids off the street. Hey! And these guys underneath say, "What's the ground doing shaking, man? How come the ground's shaking?" So that's Fat Albert coming for you. Hey! And he turned the corner and he saw one leg. "What is that?" So that's Fat Albert. Hey! And they stood up. "We give, he ain't falling on us." Now, I told you that story to tell you this one. Now, guys in my neighborhood went to great lengths to scare anybody. Because it's a great thing when you scare somebody. They lose their cool completely. That's the only time when a human being is really himself. I mean, because if you scare somebody good, the legs shoot out, the hair stands up, the eyes bug out, and they say, "Wah, wah." Yeah, see, and then you laugh. That was really funny, man. You got so scared. So, guys found this statue, stole it really. A statue of Frankenstein, 5 feet, 8 inches tall, in color, of the monster, Frankenstein monster. Ooh. They take it home, there's only 3 of them, take it home, they take it into an apartment building, put it up on the 3rd floor landing, you see. Now they take out all the lights in the hallway, put in a pink one right by the monster statue. One kid gets behind it. They send another one out in the street. He calls a kid. They come running up. He passes the kid with the statue, taps him. Kid with the statue leans it. Kid that doesn't know anything about it turns around and kills himself running out of the building. You see, this is called fun. Of course, then you laugh at the guy. Boy, you were really scared, man. You fell 12 flights of stairs. That was really funny. So, I'm coming home from the store about 8:30. No, I always have my music with me. I always have to hum my music because monsters can attack you if you have your music with you. See? Hey, cars! What? Come on over, man. You should see it. Herman's getting a beating. Let's go watch it. Herman? Yeah, I love to see Herman getting a beating. And I took, man, and I'm chasing after this guy. I can't wait, man, to see Herman getting a beating because I don't like Herman anyway. And he goes up the second flight and says, wait for me, man, wait for me, don't go so fast. And he makes that turn around the third, and I make the turn, the guy takes that. Out. I never touched one step. Ran 2 miles before I realized what had happened. When I turned around, they were right behind me laughing. God, you were really funny, man. God, rolling, kicking their feet up in the air on the back. You were really funny, boy. You were really cool, man. You just lost everything as well. Your hair was standing up and everything. That ain't funny, man. You can kill somebody like that. Suppose somebody would look at that statue and their heart just stopped pumping right away. Or the guy was just falling down some stairs and hurt himself. That ain't funny. Yeah, but God, you just see yourself. It was really funny, man. You just went true. Didn't even touch one step, man. It's really cool, I'm telling you. Listen, guys, now you gotta get somebody. Yeah, that's right. Get up in the hallway. Get the statues up. Come on, we're gonna get somebody. I'm gonna scare somebody now, boy. It's gonna just be me, I tell you that. I get somebody killed around here. But it'll really be funny because when they leave that statue on them, that'll be it for them. And I'm waiting outside. Is the thing up? Yeah, okay. Here we go. You know, somebody's gotta come sooner or later. I'm gonna get somebody. And I hear off in the distance, hey! Fat Albert. Hey! I said, hey, Fat Albert, come here, man. You should see Herman. He's getting the beating. I love to see Herman get a beating. Now, Fat Albert is not too fast, see? So I run up and I grab him by the arm. Come on, Albert, hurry up. And I start hitting him behind the back. Hurry up, man. Did you see it before it's over? We go up the second flight. I start laughing because I know what it is. Turn around. Come on, Albert. We get up to the 3rd flight, and the guy's there. Oh. I forgot I was behind him. They took me to the hospital, and they put me in a bed beside a wino who was run over by 2 kids. And we both agreed that frightened children are really hard to get along with. I never had a guy dance on me so long. But he was so scared he couldn't even get hay. He was and just dancing right on me forever.
This was another comedy spotlight on Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast at www.flinttalkradio.com.
This cat's on a hot tin roof, drinking that whiskey, 96 proof.
we're back live after that comedy spotlight here on the Worldwide Webcast. We're here Monday through Friday, streaming live from 10 a.m. to noon. I'm Tom Sumner, the host, along with Hugh Russo, the co-host, and our special guests, the Mid-Michigan Derby Girls. We heard that was Bill Cosby's classic Buck Buck, or as I like to say, the friendly scrimmage. Actually, we were talking before we heard that music from Jeremy Blaskin. We're going to hear more music from him during this hour of the broadcast. We're going to get a chance to talk with Jeremy a little bit. But before we wrap things up, I want to get back into this business of friendly scrimmages and so on. When is this friendly scrimmage supposed to happen, or is it still in the planning stages?
It's actually next weekend.
Next
Not this
weekend.
weekend, but don't ask me numbers. I don't know.
The 17th.
The
17th, yeah.
That's why I brought that.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
Yep.
Where at?
Masonic Temple.
In Detroit.
But there's
Yes,
no,
I
in
don't
Detroit.
think there's any spectators allowed.
No, I don't
It's
think so.
only-
It's open to
You
just
have to
Derby
be a
girls
Derby
in Michigan
and
that are.
volunteer.
You have to
See,
be.
it's friendly. We're friends.
Uh-huh. So this is a private scrimmage. This is a
Yeah, it's
pay-per-view.
it's private. The Detroit Derby girls are basically opening it up for whoever's a Derby girl in Michigan, and they have to meet certain requirements like skills tests and stuff.
And when is
It's
the
kind
when
of
is
a networking thing then for Derby girls.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
when is the next game that's open to the public again? I know we mentioned it before.
For
but I'll
us,
keep
ours is the
reminding.
23rd of January in Kalamazoo.
And have you played them before, or this
Yes.
the 1st time?
We've played them before.
And they're part of what we talked about, the National Association before the comedy break, but what is the local configuration? I mean, how is it configured? Do you have like different divisions, different regions?
Yes,
What-
regions. It goes by regions. So
We're all in like
Eastern.
We're
We're
all
in the Eastern region, which would include everybody on the Eastern Seaboard over there, north of DC.
How many regions are there? Do you know?
Just four.
There's 4. So there's probably like a northeastern and
There's like northeast, west, and south. I think.
I think
I
it's
think
like
they keep
South
it pretty simple.
Central. I was on the website yesterday for WIFDA, and it was like Central and Eastern, Western.
Okay, so there's a couple this side of the Mississippi and a couple the other side, or
Right,
something
right.
like that. And so this is the eastern region, and about how many teams do you think there are?
Oh my gosh.
Don't ask us that.
Well,
No,
there's
I
new
mean,
ones
just an
popping up
estimate.
every
Right.
day.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd
if
be
you're talking
impossible
about
to keep track of, I'm sure.
well, if you're talking about Michigan alone, you have Detroit, you have Flint, you have Mid-Michigan, you have Muskegon, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Port Huron just started a
Yeah.
team. So that's already 7 just in
Just in
Just in
Michigan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and they're popping up every day. Ohio has a whole bunch of them. Cleveland, Toledo, Dayton.
Akron.
And what typically is the ticket price for one of these games?
It varies. Depends on the team,
Yeah,
really.
it depends on the team.
We
ours
pay-
is usually
And maybe
what's
the venue.
ours?
Ours
Yeah,
has
the
been $6.
venue makes a
Ours is
difference.
usually 6. Yeah, it depends on the
$6 to get
venue
into
and the
ours,
team.
but if you go to Detroit, $15, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got all these teams in Michigan, and there are teams starting up all the time. Is this a new phenomenon, or is it still going on from the days I remember of Bay City Bombers and all
No. What happens is that it's changed so much. For a while there, they went to rollerblades, and it became like this big national TV thing, and then it just kind of died down. And over probably about the last 6 years, it's become really big all over again. About 2002, 2003. And then this way, and the thing that's different about this is that we're not corporately owned. It's built by the skaters. We pay dues. Everything that happens, we make the decisions for. We own our own team. There's nobody in charge of us telling us you're going here or you're
Right.
going to do this or whatever. We vote on it, and it's ours. It's
Is that-
DIY.
Is that true throughout the sport?
Yes.
Okay.
So there aren't national teams that are
Owned by
sponsored.
anybody?
Yeah.
Well, that's
No.
not to say that we don't have sponsors, because we do
Right.
have some sponsors who've donated us equipment,
Right. We
but
have sponsors, but not owners.
no
Right.
owners.
Okay.
And we don't do it for a paycheck or anything like that. We actually all pay money in order to do it.
Okay. And with the fans that come out to watch these games, are they mostly friends and family, or is there a big fan base developing?
It started out that way, and then
It's growing fast.
It's grown
though.
beyond friends and family. Once we started seeing people who weren't just friends and family at the games, we started getting really
Well,
excited.
you know, and word of mouth. You know, I mean, because like I know that I invited a whole bunch of people through my work, and now they've told everybody else. So like, there's like I've got 50 people who want to come to our next home game. You know, that I don't even necessarily know.
Yeah, and we're on Facebook, and that helps a lot. So we're Facebook,
We have over
/Derby Girls.
1,000 friends now
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So.
That we have like 1,600 friends on Facebook, and I'm like, I didn't add that person.
Wow.
But you start to see like
Derby
'cause it
girls are
starts
well
as just-
connected.
yeah, it starts as just your friends, and then they tell people, and they tell people, and a lot of it's word of mouth for roller derby.
It's like wildfire.
Well, you guys are like media celebrities now. You've been on,
Yeah, so,
you've been on this show. You've been on Ryan Ishu. We had you on a couple times on Off the Cuff, the show I do at Kettering in the mornings, and then I started seeing you pop up with Mark Jacobson on Channel 12. And
We try
We've been with Scott Johnson on the
on
Channel 5.
Channel 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been on Channel 5.
Yeah, that's there you go. Sports or show business. We were on the sports show with Scott Johnson and reviewed it, and play by play was
Right.
awesome. It was really
Oh, cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
it's a sport. In Toledo, they played it on the sports channel when we were down there and played them. So
Very good. So how do people get in contact to see what your play schedule is?
they can
if
go
want-
to our website, in MichiganDerbyGirls.com, or they can go to our Facebook page. This is Facebook. What is it? Facebook.com/Derby Girls.
Okay.
So they can go to either one of those, or they can just come up to the rink because I think
Der-
it's on the schedule too for
So
when we have practice.
DerbyGirls.com.
Mid-Michigan Derby Girls.
MichiganDerbyGirls.com. They can see the schedule. And you were going to say where the rink is? What?
The rink is in Mount Morris. It's on Dort Highway, Skateland. I don't know the exact street address, but
There's some numbers.
yeah,
Gee, something.
G something. But I don't know the exact address, but it's Skateland Arena on Dort Highway in Mount Morris.
Okay.
And I'm sure, and they have a schedule of what's going on when there are games and stuff like that. So they're a big help to us.
Yeah, it'd be nice to mention that February, March, April, and May, all home games.
I will mention it. I didn't.
I just did.
Oh.
There you go.
now,
Want to make something of it?
we've got to wrap things up, but before we do, I want to go through the names again because this is Mariah Scurry. Mariah Scurry. I still like Scurry. I think it should have been Mariah Scurry, but you do something besides roller derby.
Yeah. What do you mean, like my job?
Yeah.
Yeah. I work in an art gallery.
At the Buckham Art Gallery, you got a big event coming up.
Yes, we have an event tomorrow. It's Art Walk. So it's the opening reception for our next show.
That's right, and you get more information about the Art Walk in downtown Flint that happens the second Friday of every month by going to the Greater Flint Arts Council or by calling them at 238-ARTS, and they'll have a complete rundown of what's going on with that. What do you do when you're not
I'm always
people up.
taking names.
when you're not taking names and,
No, I'm
and
always doing
scrapping when you're not having friendly scrimmages?
Well, besides spending a lot of time in the gym, I work in a dialysis clinic.
Okay, and what do you do?
I am actually a mother. I have a son that will be 6 in May, and I'm in direct sales.
Okay. And you,
I work at Starbucks and VG's in Davison.
cool. And what's your handle again?
Heidi ho, no you didn't.
Heidi-o, no you didn't.
Your hand.
Oh no, you didn't. You have to say it like that. Oh no, you didn't.
You gotta get the
Yeah,
head.
you gotta get the head going and all that. Okay, and yours?
I'm smash your face in.
That's right. I should have remembered that. And yours?
Retaliate.
Retaliate.
Hit me once, retaliate.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Anyway, the Mid-Michigan Derby Girls. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to hear a couple of songs by Jeremy Blaska, and we're going to get a chance to talk with Jeremy a little bit about what's going on with him and his upcoming friendly scrimmages when we come back right after this break and a word from our sponsor. This is the Worldwide Webcast on FlintTalkRadio.com.
For the best guests, comedy, culture, and homegrown music, check out Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast, streaming live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon on www.flinttalkradio.com. Our not ready for public radio players and a cavalcade of cohorts from coast to coast relive the golden age of radio for the internet. Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast, weekday mornings or anytime on www.flinttalkradio.com.
This Worldwide Webcast is brought to you by Young and Stevens Design. Young and Stevens Design exists to promote community, launch careers, and make life more beautiful.
George, what do you think about having Young and Stevens Design help plan our wedding?
They're not interested in weddings, Gracie. They're business consultants.
But I heard they specialize in non-traditional weddings.
Where did you hear that?
I don't know, but I saw pictures on their Facebook page. They had a horse-drawn carriage.
It says right on their Facebook page, find design solutions for your home, office, and special events.
Well, don't you think a wedding is a special event, George?
Of course it is, Gracie. But it's not like doing interior design for a new or existing business or for someone's home. It's not like planning a political fundraiser or staging a large company party or dinner. Weddings are just weddings.
Is that what you think, George? A wedding is just a wedding? Is that what you think of our wedding? It's just a wedding? I want our wedding to be different than other weddings, George.
All right, Gracie. I'll get the contact information from the Facebook page at Young and Stevens Design.
I've got it right here, George. Just call 810-358-0426. Can we have a carriage, George? I'm so excited. Call him right now.
All right, sweetheart. What was that number again?
It's 810-358-0426. Hurry. Hurry!
All right.
I'm so excited.
All right. Now, where did I leave the phone?
Oh.
Make your life more beautiful with Young and Stevens Design. Find design solutions for your home, office, and special events. Look for Young and Stevens Design in Flint, Michigan.
If you enjoyed Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast on www.flinttalkradio.com, tell your friends. Even if they can't stream us live, they can check us out anytime on www.flinttalkradio.com.
And we're back live with the Worldwide Webcast here on flinttalkradio.com, and we're going to hear Jeremy. Since we've got the cameras turned, towards you now, why don't we go ahead and do, maybe, let's do a couple, two or three, maybe, whatever feels good to you, and then we'll switch it up and we'll get you to sit down and visit with us for a little while.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Midst of the darkness I heard you calling. In the sea of lies there's a wave of truth. In the sea of forgiveness I lost my way, and in losing it found the true meaning of life. And I can't go on without you here. I can't go on without you by my side. Won't you be the lighthouse in my storm? Be the one who leads me home. confusion and doubt try to steal my joy away, and the chains of oppression become my skin. In your presence I sense that the bindings are melting away. I rejoice in your freedom once again, and I can't go on without you here. No, I can't go on without you by my side. Would you be the lighthouse in my storm? Be the one who leads me home. Be the lighthouse in my storm. Clouds are breaking and the sun is shining through. And in your sunlight I find I fade away. Less of me and more of you. 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 Less of me, more of you. Less of me. Confusion and doubt try to steal my joy away, and the chains of oppression become my skin. In your presence I sense that the bindings are falling away. I rejoice in your freedom once again.
Listening to music by Jeremy Blaska on Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast with Tom Sumner and Hugh Russo. We're going to hear a little bit more from Jeremy. We'll get a chance to talk with him in just a couple minutes as the Worldwide Webcast continues.
This is Skipping Stones.
very nice. It's Jeremy Blaska. And Jeremy, before you set the guitar down, I wanna make a very special request, because you were on the show that I do over at Kettering, and we were doing a live thing at the Good Beans Cafe, and you were gracious enough to come up and perform for that. And you did something that took me completely by surprise. And before we get into the round table part, while you still have the guitar and the camera's still on you, would you do the theme from the Pink Panther?
Absolutely.
And explain how you do the arrangement that you're doing so that people understand, because you do something that I think is very unique. A lot of people record tracks and play against them. A lot of people have tracks that are pre-recorded and play against them. But you actually have figured out a way to work the arrangement of how you're recording the loops, so that it becomes part of the arrangement of the song. And it'd be fun to pick that apart just a little bit and use something as traditional as the Pink Panther theme to do it.
Right. Can we tilt that camera down so we can see his footwork while he's manipulating those loops?
If you lift that one up a little bit, and John will cue you as to how to do that, and we'll get a little lesson in the artistry of Jeremy Blaska as soon as we get this little bit of an adjustment, a little more. Remember that there's a delay on that monitor you're looking at.
Oh, but now we gotta back up or make it wider so we can see Jeremy. Okay.
Yeah, once we get the camera in place. Careful, Hugh, you're going to take off with our headphones here.
Gotta tilt up a little bit.
Anyway, Jeremy, you can go ahead and start, and we'll let him continue to try and work the camera so he can get you all in.
All right, well, here's a little guitartistry 101. As you said, I don't do any pre-recorded loops or backing tracks. I do everything in real time, and I record on the fly. And for that, I use the Boss RC50 looper. And so I'll lay down a basic track and then layer different parts in from there. I can also do 3 parts, bridge, verse, chorus, however you like to split it up. And then I have a chain of other effects through here, a little chorus to add some modulation into the guitar, tremolo when needed. Octave pedal I use for the bass lines. And then I have a DL4 delay modeler that I use for all the other delay effects that I add in there ahead of time. So that and a little basic overdrive and my volume pedal, and that's about how it all breaks down. And so what I'll do for Pink Panther is I'll start with the guitar track, and then I'll layer in the bass, and then I'll play the melody line on there, and then we'll go into the B part with the bass guitar and do a little percussion on the guitar itself. So
right.
And, that'll be the backing for that. So here we go.
very nice. The music of Jeremy Blaska, of course, that was the classic theme for the Pink Panther from Henry Mancini. And we got to finagle chairs and cameras around here. I wonder, John, would it be better if we went to a break now and did this during the break? Let's do that. Let's go to a break, and I think we have one more word from our sponsor to get in. We'll do that. We'll move the chair and the cameras around, and we'll sit down and visit with Jeremy Blaska when Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast continues on FlintTalkRadio.com.
For the best guests, comedy, culture, and homegrown music, check out Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast, streaming live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon on www.flinttalkradio.com. Our not ready for public radio players and a cavalcade of cohorts from coast to coast relive the golden age of radio for the internet. Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast, weekday mornings or anytime on www.flinttalkradio.com.
This Worldwide Webcast is brought to you by Young & Stevens Design. Young & Stevens Design exists to promote community, launch careers, and make life more beautiful.
George, what do you think about having Young and Stevens Design help plan our wedding?
They're not interested in weddings, Gracie. They're business consultants.
But I heard they specialize in non-traditional weddings.
Where did you hear that?
I don't know, but I saw pictures on their Facebook page. They had a horse-drawn carriage.
It says right on their Facebook page, find design solutions for your home, office, and special events.
Well, don't you think a wedding is a special event, George?
Of course it is, Gracie. But it's not like doing interior design for a new or existing business or for someone's home. It's not like planning a political fundraiser or staging a large company party or dinner. Weddings are just weddings.
Is that what you think, George? A wedding is just a wedding? Is that what you think of our wedding? It's just a wedding? I want our wedding to be different than other weddings, George.
All right, Gracie. I'll get the contact information from the Facebook page at Young and Stevens Design.
I've got it right here, George. Just call 810-358-0426. Can we have a carriage, George? I'm so excited. Call him right now.
All right, sweetheart. What was that number again?
It's 810-358-0426. Hurry. Hurry!
All right.
I'm so excited.
All right. Now, where did I leave the phone?
Oh.
Make your life more beautiful with Young & Stevens Design. Find design solutions for your home, office, and special events. Look for Young & Stevens Design in Flint, Michigan on Facebook. Written with that in mind, because there's already photography that could just drop in.
I've got pictures because I shot the wedding too.
We're back to live? We are back to live here for Tom Sumner's Worldwide Webcast. And I am Tom Sumner, your host, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time here on FlintTalkRadio.com. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Hugh the Man, Hugh Russo, in the blue sweater over there. The man in the middle is Jeremy Blaska, who we've seen throughout the show playing what he referred to, and I love this word, guitardistry, which is really very nice. And how did you develop into doing that? Now I know you play some with a band and you do some recording, you write and you perform, and you write a lot of and I'm not sure what the right phrase is. It's not faith-based. It's not Christian rock. What is?
Well, I'm a Christian artist, but that doesn't mean necessarily that everything that I write has to be all praise and worship or necessarily from one genre. I'm very diverse in my tastes and my approach to music, and I like a lot of jazz, blues, fingerstyle, and I kind of incorporate all those things. They become the sum total of what it is that I produce as music. But if you had to slap a tag on it, I guess you could call it Christian music.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a genres pick up these jargon, or I don't even know what the word is for the word I'm looking for, but
yeah, it's a whole different level.
It is. I know about Christian rock bands because a good friend of mine was in one, and I played with him a few times, and that was an interesting experience. And I've heard a lot of music. I've heard it referred to as music with a positive message, and a number of different things. And I just wondered if there's an official, label for it now, and maybe we'll come up with one. But in the meantime, you teach and you perform live. Yep. You travel and perform. You play a lot as a solo artist, which we've seen you do today.
Right. And
you sometimes appear with other musicians. You record with other musicians, but I suspect you probably do some recordings by yourself as well.
Yeah.
Now you have your own studio to do that.
I do. Yeah, I have a home studio.
Okay.
And what area do you live in, Jeremy?
I live in Tecumseh.
Okay.
Southeast Michigan.
A little bit of a jaunt.
Yep.
And you perform regularly down there. When you're not on the road, you've got a steady gig, and it escapes me where it is.
It's at the Clinton Inn.
That's right.
Right on the corner of US 12 and Tecumseh Clinton Highway.
And you do Fridays and Saturdays whenever you're in town.
Right. Yeah.
And how often do you travel?
Not as often as I'd like yet, but
that's everybody says that. Jeremy.
Whenever the shows come in or the opportunities present themselves,
sure.
I'm willing to do that.
Do you go through an agent, or do you have a?
I don't yet at this point.
Okay.
So I'm wearing all the hats, but
yeah,
my head's getting heavy. So.
How do you get your bookings? Do you have a website? Do you go out looking? Do you work the phones?
Yeah, I have a lot of it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, I'll play at the restaurant and somebody will want me to play at a wedding, and then I'll play at that wedding, and they'll ask if I'll do a party, and before you know it, I'm on Flint Talk Radio. So a little here, a little there. It's just about making connections and really about building relationships.
And you have a website?
I do. Yep.
JeremyBlaska.com, I'm guessing?
No, just the MySpace site for now. I'm working on getting a web page up. But
it's MySpace / Jeremy Blaska.
Yep. Correct.
And that's BLASKA. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't know how to spell your name. Last time he taught me how to spell it. This time I'm teaching him.
Thank you. I need a reminder.
Yeah, I should wear a little tag in my coat. How much time do you spend performing live?
Again, same answer as the last question. Not as much as I would like. That's really, out of all the things I do, that's one of my favorite things to do, is to perform live. And so I'm trying to build up that aspect of what I do.